This is the Lancer Locker Show on KYNT. Now, let's talk some Mount Marty University athletics with the coaches, as well as your host and the voice of Mount Marty University athletics, Tehl Tanner.
Another Monday, another edition of the Lancer Locker. My name is Tehl Tanner. Let's go ahead and talk Mount Marty University athletics on January 16th for the Lancer Locker. Let's talk about it. Mount Marty men's and women's basketball battling their in-state rival in Dakota Wesleyan University just yesterday up in the Mitchell Corn Palace. The world's only Corn Palace is where they were battling. That is a tough place to walk into and play. Both Lancer programs played hard. The women fell 73-41 up in the Corn Palace to their in-state rival. In that ball game, it was Eve Miller leading the Lancers in scoring with 10 points, along with 6 rebounds, 8 points from Sydney Thuey, and off the bench, it was Elena Berglund who had 6. As we talk about the men's game, that was really the story of the day because the Mount Marty men not only defeated Dakota Wesleyan University, not only swept Dakota Wesleyan University on the season, they did it in a game-winning fashion. Game-winning shot from Cole Bowen with 0.6 seconds on the clock is what did it. In the end, the Lancers win 81-79. We've got the details of that one coming up after the break. And a little later in the show, we're talking Mount Marty indoor track and field, both men's and women's track and field here on KYNT. As we talk about it, the Mount Marty men had top 5 places in 16 separate events with 4 individual athletes and 2 relay teams earning top spots. On the women's side of things, the Lancers placed in the top 5 across 17 events with 4 individuals and 1 relay team earning first place finishes as well. It was a great weekend for Mount Marty athletics, both at the Mount Marty Invite and up in Mitchell at the Corn Palace. We've got all the details coming up in a couple minutes on the Lancer Locker. Let's go ahead and take a break as we start this show. When we return, we're going to talk Mount Marty basketball on KYNT, indoor track and field a little later in the show. This is the Lancer Locker. I'm Tehl Tanner, back in a couple minutes. Your home for Lancer Athletics is KYNT.
We were founded on innovation and a passion to help our customers. This is Glenn Zupfer at Aztec in Yankton. We also want our employees to thrive and succeed every day. Our core values are more than something we list on a wall. We live them every day. We have openings in a variety of departments, sign-on bonuses up to $2,000, immediate benefits like retirement savings, paid holidays, bonus earnings, tuition reimbursement, and more. Build your career with a group that's built to connect from rock to road. Stop by for a walk-in interview or click on careers at aztecindustries.com.
Do you go through every day dealing with pain? Does chronic or acute pain affect the decisions you make and the quality of your life? It doesn't have to. It's time to visit the experts. Whether you're suffering from neck and back pain, work-related injuries, headaches, fibromyalgia, joint pain, or any other type of debilitating discomfort, Avera Medical Group Pain Management Clinic Yankton can offer you relief. They listen, they care, and they can help. That's Avera Medical Group Pain Management Clinic Yankton at 605-655-1220. Live better, live balanced. Avera.
Mount Marty coverage on KYNT and KYN-TV, courtesy of Michelob Ultra. The holidays are over and it's time for a new year. The year you vow to finally lose those extra pounds. Healthier food choices, more exercise, and Michelob Ultra. With just 95 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs, you can enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of Mich Ultra without compromising a healthier lifestyle. Live fit, live fun, live Ultra. Get some at your favorite place to buy beer.
As a proud community bank, Core Trust delivers more than just checking and savings accounts. We invest in the cities and towns where we live and work by volunteering to coach youth sports teams, supporting local charities and the arts with our time and resources. Whether we live in a rural town in South Dakota or a suburban city in Minnesota, it's a place we call home. Core Trust Bank. Raise your expectations.
Member FDIC.
Quit smoking, and in just 20 minutes, your blood pressure returns to normal. In 12 hours, carbon monoxide levels in your blood drop. In 48 hours, your sense of smell and taste improve. Within 2 weeks, your lungs work better, you heal faster. 9 months means more energy, fewer illnesses. And in 5 years, your risk of heart attack is half of what it is now. Take a deep breath. You can do this. Call the Quit line at 866-SDQUITS.
Well, let's get things rolling once again here on the Lancer Lockers. We start talking Mount Marty men's and women's basketball versus Dakota Wesleyan University. Once again, the Lancer women fall 73-41 to the Tigers on the road in that matchup. Mount Marty's overall record now sitting at 5-14, 2-11 in conference after that loss. Eve Miller led the Lancers, 10 points, 6 rebounds. Next up at Midland University, 6 p.m. Wednesday evening. We have coverage of that one right here on KYNT. Turn our attention to the men's game now. The Lancer men defeat Dakota Wesleyan 81-79 in a last-second game-winning shot with 0.6 seconds to go from Cole Bowen over their in-state rival. I was there up for that call last night. This from Cole Bowen in the Corn Palace.
6 seconds remain. It is Tashlin Day doing the inbounding on the baseline. Lancers have the full length of the court to go. He gives it to Bowen. Crosses half court, gets to the right wing, goes straight down low. Bowen for the win! He got it! Cole Bowen with 0.6 seconds wins it for Mount Marty!
What a shot, man. Cole Bowen just absolutely phenomenal in the final seconds. Lancers had a tie game with 6 seconds to go. Dakota Wesleyan did an amazing job of tying it up, coming back down 8 with about 2.5 on the clock, able to tie things up. But with 6 seconds remaining, Cole Bowen, well, he showed exactly why he is who he is. It was a great shot and a great win for the Lancers, sweeping Dakota Wesleyan in what turned out to be a very special game. I spoke with Coach Othier post-game last night after that one. Let's just go ahead and play that interview from last night with Coach Othier.
Coach Othier, a wild string of emotions had to be the only way to describe the ending of this game. How you feeling now?
Yeah, I wish we wouldn't have let that 8-point lead go with 3.5 minutes to go. We had just not timely turnover. They came down, had a big time shot. They're good. Obviously, they're relentless, and I thought our guys did just an awesome job across the board by so many to come in here. It's only the second time this has been done in the last almost 20 years is sweeping D-Dub, and that was the goal. And our guys met last night. They had a players-only meeting, and they talked about what this means for seniors going out. What this means for our program as we continue to take steps and building this the right way. And so credit to our guys for stepping up and taking ownership.
Last second shot there, Cole Bowen. Some magic down on that end of the court. Tell me how you drew that up before that play happened. You had 6 seconds. It's all you had in the full length of the court to go.
Oh, he was so frustrated that he missed his free throw. And he came in and had that timeout, and I told him, I said, you're going to make the game-winning play. Just relax. You're fine. It's either going to be the game-winning stop, the game-winning board, or game-winning shot. Like, you're going to be just fine. Get your head up, and you got to move on to the next play. And God works in funny ways, and exactly what it was. And 6 seconds is a long time. They kind of wanted to extend their pressure out, and I thought he did a great job finishing through contact on that play, not worrying about anything and seeing that ball through the hoop.
Well, Coach Othier, as you take this win now, you swept Dakota Wesleyan. You go into this back stretch of the season. This really is, you're fully in the back nine trying to get back into that inside of the GPAC tournament. What does this do for your momentum?
Yeah, everything that needed to happen yesterday happened in terms of the results that we needed to have. And so it was on us to take care of business today. Unfortunately, we let one slip away last Wednesday, and I'm part of our guys to be able to not let that relish through and be able to move on and move past that. And it's the old, it doesn't mean anything if we don't lock in and focus on Wednesday. It's obviously a shorter turnaround from a Sunday to Wednesday game. But yeah, it's obviously I'm happy for guys. We talked yesterday. I told them I was going to give them everything I had. I'm sick as a dog, and I'm trying to fight through everything. And my wife is pumping me full of meds, and I'm blessed to have almost a doctor at the house, a PA that did a great job. And I'm spent. I got no voice, and my throat is on fire.
Well, Coach Othier, before I get your sickness away from me here, let's talk about the future.
I'm not what's it called? I'm not contagious.
Oh, that's good.
I'm not contagious. Right. I focus on my good cells, eat my bad cells, I'll be fine.
Good. All right. Let's talk about the future then for the Lancers then. Midland on Wednesday, a team you're obviously very familiar with, another GPAC opponent.
Yeah, and they just played Dakota Wesleyan here last week, so we got a chance to see them and what they scrap. We jumped up by 12 at our place against them, and they came back and took that lead right before the end of the first half. a good team, a young team, going to their place. Obviously, they're gonna be at home. They've had great crowds. Tyler's done a very, very good job of kind of getting back home for him, and has been building that up. And so it's going to be a hostile environment. It's going to be one that we got to make sure that we're locked in and prepped for, and obviously hydrate and rest in these next kind of 24 hours is going to be pretty important for that.
Well, Coach Arthur, you're sweeping Dakota Wesleyan in the regular season for the first time in many, many years, as you just said. What is your message to Lancer fans after today?
That I didn't say anything wrong to the official. It wasn't anything. It wasn't anything belligerent or mean or anything. I've known Joe for a long time, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I was due to get my first one at some point, and I'm glad it's by Joe. I respect him, and I kind of told him that. I said thanks for giving my first. I'm glad it was from you. He started laughing. That was part of it. I didn't say anything offensive or anything though, and I was just kind of working him a little bit. So Lancer Nation, I kept it very, very clean, as I always try to do. But no, we're just going to keep building this and continue to stick with us. Our group of seniors, our group of young guys are coming along, and we're building this program. And we always said we wanted to do it in a way that everybody's going to be proud. A lot of alums that were here, I got text messages from people that were coming to the game today, and I just think that's absolutely awesome. And the amount of people that are traveling to watch this group play, it's very, very special. I'm very appreciative of that.
Well, Bowen hit the buzzer beater at halftime and the game-winning shot, 81-79 final.
Yeah, he's great with 1 second or less on the clock, and I mean, he was great the entire game. He's been phenomenal. He does such a good job. We put a lot on his shoulders. We talk about that. You know, him and Tash, they bear a huge load, and Cole stepped up and just played a tremendous, fantastic game. So proud of him for his fight and resiliency and mental toughness that he continues to evolve and play with.
Well, thank you very much for your time today, Coach. Good luck against Midland on Wednesday. Go enjoy this one with your players.
Thank you.
Well, you can hear it. Guy was sick as a dog. He was able to get out there and coach a phenomenal game. Lancers sweep Dakota Wesleyan for the second time in nearly 20 years. It was a huge, huge day for the Lancers. Let's go ahead and take another break here on KYNT. Once again, we've got coverage of that doubleheader with Midland Wednesday evening, starting right here, 6 p.m. is when the tip is. We'll be live 5:30 for the pregame. Let's go ahead and take a break now. When we return, we'll be back with Coach Dan Fitzsimmons of the Mount Marty Track and Field Program, talking about the Mount Marty Invite, which ended up being the first home invite of Coach Fitzsimmons' tenure after he came here from the University of South Dakota. It was a great meet for the Lancers. That interview from this morning with Coach Fitzsimmons coming up next on the Lancer Locker.
When you need to be sure, make it Sureco. For over 40 years, Sureco has been revolutionizing the tarping industry. From the original Sherlock side-to-side roll tarp to the 4500 series electric tarp to the ProTrap electric hoppers, Sureco has been exceeding the needs of farms and fleets across the U.S. and beyond. When only the best will do, give us a call at 1-800-474-8756 or find us online at Sureco.com. Make it Sureco.
What's special about Slumberland is ours is a free service. They get to come into our store. It helps the customer understand how the space is going to work so that they don't feel nervous about their purchase. If you live locally, you can set up an appointment with one of our sales representatives where we can come into your home and help you understand if you want to go shopping in your own home and bring some different pieces in to help them work with maybe the new piece you're looking for.
Free interior design service at Yankton Slumberland, located at 2401 Broadway Avenue.
Beef, pork, seafood, poultry, and more. All at the Meat Lodge in Yankton. Get top quality meats at great prices. They have specialty items like lamb, brisket, mahi-mahi, crab legs, and lobster. They even have non-meat options like Dimmick cheese, pickled items, seasonings, and sauces. For your convenience, you can call and order curbside pickup or order online at meatlodge.com. The Meat Lodge in Yankton, on the way to the lake on Highway 52.
Buying or selling your home is one of the biggest decisions you may make in your lifetime. I'm Deb Speck with Vision Real Estate, and I'm ready to help guide you with professional advice from before the listing until after the close. Not only will you get real estate knowledge, but also we provide moving boxes and an enclosed courtesy trailer to help make the move just a little easier. Call me today at 664-5555.
Did you know you can schedule your appointments online at Yankton Medical Clinic? That's right. Visit the self-scheduling page at yanktonmedicalclinic.com and schedule an appointment with several of the physicians, including family medicine, internal medicine, and pediatrics. Or schedule convenient care when it's convenient for you. You can schedule an office visit, well check or medication check, telehealth, sports physicals, and more. With online self-scheduling, Yankton Medical Clinic really does provide so much care so close to home.
Well, we're back in the Lancer Locker, another edition of Mount Marty Indoor Track and Field. Let's go ahead and bring in the head coach for the Mount Marty Lancers after a very good weekend in the Mount Marty opener, Coach Dan Fitzsimmons. It was your first time hosting an indoor track and field meet in Yankton here at Mount Marty. Was that fun? How was that?
Oh, it was tremendously exciting. It was stressful. It was fun. It was all the things you could imagine.
Well, how'd it go in general?
It went really well. As you can see, I'm very hoarse. Probably got a little cold now. Kind of ran myself a little ragged. But no, it was exciting. We had a great crowd. The competition was everything we expected it to be. And our kids performed quite well. We looked at the meet just simply to go in there and have a great effort, and that's exactly what we had.
A 6-team meet. You had Augustana, Briarcliff, Dakota State, Iowa Western Community College, and the University of Sioux Falls all there. What do you think your strength as a program going into this second meet of the new year was going into this one?
Well, we know we're a middle distance, sprint-oriented, hurdles, and then we have some good individuals placed in the other events. But, when we look at the sprints and hurdles, that's where we're the deepest. And when you look at the results, you'll not only see a number of athletes participating in those events, but quite a bit of quality as well.
As you talk about some of these sprints, you had a lot of first place finishes. I just want to read these results one more time here. 16 events for the men where you had a top 5 finisher, 4 individual first places for the men. For the women, 2 relays taken first place in there, or 2 relays for the men in there as well. For the women, 17 events where you had a top 5 finisher, 6 events taking first place, 4x4 relay with a time of 4:13 in there as well with a really good placing. That was a good meet for the Lancers. A lot of high places for you.
Yeah, when we went into the meet, Coach Becker and I had told the team we're not looking at going out there and having personal bests and season bests, because let's face it, we had practiced a week coming off of a 3-week hiatus for Christmas, and name any sport where someone can come in after 3 weeks and be at their best. And so we were just hoping to have, in essence, a quality workout. And, for some of our athletes, they did a lot over break, so they didn't lose a step. For others, it was difficult. We've seen how much snow we had around here. You can only imagine if you lived in other places. You maybe didn't even get a chance to get outside for a few days. So, we were very happy with the efforts. Our freshmen, it's still a learning curve for them. They're used to high school where every time you go out there, you're trying to PR and do those kind of things. But they have to learn a little bit that this is a process. It's a journey. It's not a destination event every time we go to a meet. And, we're looking down the road for conference indoor and particularly for the outdoor conference meet and nationals outdoor. Not that we're ignoring the indoor season and indoor nationals. We want to be, exceptional there as well. But it's all a stepping stone process. And we're a long ways from where we want to be. So anything we did early and anyone who left the track and field meet healthy, that's a win for us.
That's a good thing for sure. Let's talk about some of those athletes that really put in the work over the holiday break. They were able to get out some really good performances at this one, despite, as you said, one of the first meets of the new year. Who were some of those athletes that really performed very well, even after this holiday break? You can tell they put in the work.
Well, the one name that jumps out at me is Callie Davis. We had her run the 60, the 400, the 200, and I think she hit a provisional in the 400. And I'm looking, we're still working on our top 10 list, but I think she may have set the school record in the 200 indoors too.
Amazing.
So I'm still looking through all my databases to find that for sure. But her performances was superb.
Won both the 200 and the 400.
Yeah.
She was the fastest one at that meet.
She was, and the women's sprints had some really good competition. So when you look at the 60 and the 200, there were some high caliber kids there, and so nothing came very easy. But at the same time, to run all those events and perform at that high level, that sets a good tone for our team.
Another event that I thought the Lancers really performed well in was the men's 1 mile run, where you had athletes taking both first and second place in this, when you had Chris Gonzalez taking first and you had Brian Santiago taking second there in the 1 mile.
Yeah, that it's not their specialty. They're longer distance guys,
and still won.
And they still won. And they Chris has had an exceptional year starting in the fall, and he keeps getting better and better. So every time he steps out there, he is one of those athletes who's probably setting PR after PR after PR. But he's running 60 to 70 miles a week over break, and came in better shape than when he left. And so that was a huge PR for him in the mile. And yet he's looking further down the road. We talked earlier before we came on about the half marathon. He was looking forward to the half marathon and marathon, but they no longer have that as an event this year. So we're kind of gearing up for the steeple 5K, 10K. But nevertheless, if you're going to get faster at the longer distances, it helps to get faster at the shorter ones as well. And certainly he's done that.
Now I want to back up just a moment when you say he's running 60 to 70 miles a week over break. Is that average? Is that normal for your athletes to be running that much in a week?
It depends on the athlete. It depends on the event they're running and training for. It depends on how old they are. Chris is an upperclassman. Brian's an upperclassman, so their bodies can handle that. They've done it before, so we're really not asking them to do something they haven't done. But it's just a matter of staying healthy and having the consistency of doing that week after week after week. And for a young athlete who maybe in high school runs 20, 30 miles a week, you'd be doubling their workload. So that's just not a fair expectation for some of our younger athletes to perform at. But for these two young men, they thrive in that. They love the long runs. They love going outside. They love running all the time. My hardest job is to make sure they don't run too much. I think last week, I saw Chris in there. We had a hard workout on Tuesdays. Tuesdays are kind of our long, kind of tough days where we're on the track. And for some reason, he thought I'd get a couple miles in the morning, was on the treadmill in the morning, or he's outside running. And, later on in the day, as the workout got a little tiring, I was like, well, maybe we shouldn't have done that this morning.
That's a lot for sure. That is a lot on these athletes. How do you manage that with athlete to athlete in terms of the overall season? Obviously, you want to get them ready for each meet as you get closer, but how do you kind of manage their running? How do you do that on the technical side of things?
Well, in all our events, it's a matter of communication. Each of our coaches have to communicate with their athletes and get a sense of, what they can handle or what their expectation is. I always tell the kids it's kind of the artistry of coaching. You can read a book and study the techniques and the X's and O's, but at the end of the day, when you're looking face to face with the athlete, you have to know your athlete. And, even though it might say do this on this day, you can look into your athlete's eyes and you can see today's not the day to do that. Maybe they had 3 tests or didn't get to bed on time the night before, and so then you have to adjust on the fly. And, that's kind of the artistry of coaching.
I gotcha. Let's talk about the upcoming schedule, as we are already starting to run out of time. That did not go, that was fast, Coach. Let's talk about the upcoming schedule as you go to the SDSU D2 Open up in Brookings this upcoming Friday. What are some of the events you're looking, your guys are going to be running up there? What are some of the athletes that we should be keeping an eye on?
Well, we're still putting the entries together, but when we go up to Brookings, because they have the 300-meter track, and that's where the national meet is, we're basically going up there just to run some of our longer events without having to turn as much. So, you'll see some of our athletes who've been running the 200 run the 400. Some of our 400, athletes might run a 600. Some of the distance kids who've run in the mile, they might run the 3K. Some of the 3Kers will run the 5K, simply because it's a lot less turning. And when there's a lot less turning, you have a lot better chance of running faster. So, like I said, we're putting the schedule together. The other part of it is just going to Brookings because that's where the national meet is. So for some of our athletes who have already looked like they've punched their ticket to the national meet, it's kind of a dry run for them to go up there and get a feel for their facility, get a feel for their runways, etc.
Well, Coach Fitzsimmons, we are about out of time, but I want to ask one final thing. Is there anything else that we didn't quite talk about that you would like to cover here on the Lancer Lockers? We talked about this last week in Lancer Athletics.
Well, we had a great crowd at our meet, and we're hosting again on January 27th and 28th. We'll actually have some high school events in there. We held some high school events in this past meet, and we also had a Little Lancer 60-meter dash that we plan on hosting each of our meets. So when we get the schedules finalized and published, we'll put them out there for everyone. If you're interested or you have questions, feel free to contact me. But we'd love to see a great crowd out there again.
Well, Coach Fitzsimmons, thank you very much for your time. Good luck in the future throughout the rest of the season.
I appreciate it. Go Lancers.
Go Lancers. Let's go ahead and take a break here on the Lancer Locker. When we return, we'll wrap things up on a Monday. This is KYNT.
Don't just bank, be an explorer. Here at Explorers Credit Union, we do banking differently. As a not-for-profit, member-owned credit union, we know that financial wellness isn't a destination, it's a journey. We're here to help you set goals and reach them with the financial tools, expertise, and support you need. If you're looking for better rates on your loans and local service from your friends and neighbors, Explorers Credit Union has you covered. Learn how we can help your financial journey at explorerscu.com.
At Triple Time Rudy's, you get convenient access to quality fuel products. Plus, you'll also find quality South Dakota products like Dimmock cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. With a local-friendly feel and unique product offering, Triple Time Rudy's is your local convenience store that supports schools and events and provides fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers. For all of your daily fill-ups and convenience needs, pull into Triple Time Rudy's at 17th and Broadway.
Carbless handcrafted premium cocktails are a ready-to-drink vodka and tequila-based cocktail with no carbs, no sugar, gluten-free, and only 100 calories. It's guaranteed to be bursting with flavor in every sip. The Carbless Mix Pack is sure to please any crowd with a compilation of all the best-selling ready-to-drink cocktails, including sweet, citrus, and a twist of tequila flavors like lemon lime, black raspberry, cranberry, and margarita. Grab some today. Carbless cocktails. Less is more.
United Way of Greater Yankton changes lives and improves our community by mobilizing people and resources to drive strategic impact in education, financial stability, and health of every person in the Greater Yankton community. United Way uplifts individuals and families every day with measurable programs that deliver long-term results. Make your gift United Way's Community Impact Fund, supporting over 65 local programs at yanktonunitedway.org/give or text Yankton to 41444.
Bring the crew to Pete's Ranch in Yankton. This is Annie, and we have legendary pizza and chicken just waiting for you on our buffet. Let us know what you're craving, and we'll make it fresh and bring you the first slice. Or let us deliver right to your front door. Your locally owned Yankton Pizza Ranch on Broadway, 665-1222.
It's where life tastes better. Surround them up and head her down to the Pizza Ranch. Whoa, that's good.
Well, let's go ahead and wrap things up here on the Lancer Locker. Monday evening, January 16th is the date. Let's talk about the upcoming schedule for KYNT and the Lancers. First off, the basketball programs did defeat Dakota Wesleyan, or the men did, 81-79. Women fall 73-41. Next game up at Midland University. Couple of very, very good games incoming 6 p.m. Wednesday evening. Women play first, men play second. We've got coverage beginning at 5:30 here on KYNT on Wednesday. A little later in the week, the SDSU D2 Open, Mount Marty men's and women's track and field. We'll be back up in Brookings. The Lancers will be back the weekend after that, hosting another indoor track and field meet. You can come out and watch the Lancers. For the 16th of January, that's going to do it here on the Lancer Locker. My name is Tehl Tanner. We'll see you Wednesday evening down in Fremont, Nebraska.